Hello, everyone. Glad you could make it. Hey, Kim and Daryl. Glad you're situated and able to set up and join the live feed tonight. They had a travel day today, so I'm really glad they could make it. And Papa Drew is here. Took over to check my video. I just uploaded. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sometimes those upload speeds are horrible. And there's Dawn. Hi, Dawn. She's saying, guess what, Kim and Daryl, the sun is out now. Yes, it was rainy for most of the day, but a little after 3:30, the sun finally started to come out, and it's actually warming up nicely now. So, hey, Kelly, how are you? Nice to see you this evening. Glad you can make it. And there's Millicent D. Nice to see you, Millicent. Glad everyone was able to come. Debbie Perry, hey, I haven't seen you in so long. How is life in Missouri? Are you doing okay? Um, I know you said that you were going to be traveling some later in the year, so hopefully we'll run into each other again. Can't wait to see you. And there's Donnie Childs. Hi, Donnie. Nice to have you on board this evening. And Sue. Hi, Sue. How are you? I was watching your live feed some the other night, and you were traveling too, about the same time I've been traveling. So, hope you're back home and everything is good. Um, let's see, what did Dawn say? Dawn said, "Oh, the sun is out." Yeah, so Daryl's happy that our sun is out. It's nice here to this evening. Everybody's just saying hello. Where will you be in October? That's a darn good question. I have no idea. Um, I don't know what everyone else's plans are. I'm hoping to be over in the Midwest somewhere by then. My grandson is going to be playing with Drum Corps International this summer, and he's going to be playing a 3-day competition in Indianapolis, Indiana in August. So it just kind of depends on I can get there and where I go from there. So we'll just need to stay in touch, Debbie, and maybe we can connect. I would absolutely love it. And everybody's saying hello to everybody. Hey, Sue, Dawn, Kelly, Deb. That's my moderator, Daryl. Everybody's saying hi still. Okay, so I will tell you that I have made it back to Idaho. I flew back in Wednesday, and Kim and Daryl, yes, Donnie, I did. I did get to see my grandson graduate. We had like a window. The gates were supposed to open at 5, and they delayed it for 30 minutes, and then they started letting everybody in, got the ceremony done, and just they got to the W's in the alphabet for calling the kids up to the stage for their diploma, and it started sprinkling. So we made it through. Noah is an H, so we got to see all of that. So it turned out really well, and I got to spend time with my family. I got treated to meals out 4 or 5 times while I was there, actually. And it was just really nice. I had really good quality time with my kids and my grandkids. And it was just a great visit with them. And now I'm back home in my little house. And life is really thank you. Big thank you to Kim and Daryl for taking me to the airport and bringing me back home and watching the dogs, and for Don and Kevin for pitching in and helping out and walking the dogs and having a play date for them. And it's just really great to have friends like that take care of things for you while you're gone. So I really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You made that trip possible for me, and otherwise I don't think I could have done it this year. So let's gather in August. Okay, that sounds good. I'm up for that, Debbie. So we'll talk more about that later. Paid $2.81 for diesel at the TA today. Well, that's a pretty good price. I know gas in Florida now regular gas, not diesel, was like $2.79 a gallon when I was there. So it's a little cheaper there too. Hey, Code 4, Don and Scotty, how are you guys tonight? Hoping all is well in your world. And Nomadic Ramblers are here. Hey guys, I know you're out on the road too. Where are y'all at right now? And thank you for taking the time to stop in and watch my live chat. I really appreciate that. And how's your grandson doing so far? Is he super excited? And have y'all got settled for the evening? And tell us what's going on. Let us know what's up. Let's see, everybody's saying hi to the children. Papa Drew is saying, I have a major safety tip for y'all in the event of an earthquake or other such natural disaster. Place hamburgers and or cheese slices in your pockets so the search dogs can find you. That's hilarious. That's funny, but you know, it probably would work. So yeah, thanks, Papa Drew. That just brightened my afternoon. Everybody's saying hi and hi. Okay, so let's see. Tonight's topic is on the pros and cons of camping on BLM land. And I'm sure everybody has a story. Actually, Dawn, I'm going to credit Dawn, Dawn for the topic tonight because she gave me the suggestion for it. We've had some interesting experiences camped here currently where we are in Idaho. I'm home. Hey, Shanna. Nice to see you. Yeah, I got home yesterday evening. Kim and Daryl came and picked me up, so it was working. But anyway, we've had some interesting experience since we've been here. We are camped outside of a campground. Right behind the campground area is BLM land, and it is a national conservation area, but it's BLM land. And so we had an encounter even before I left to go home to Florida with a group of horsemen, for want of a better word, who the that we're in is it's like a large, very large pullout for, you know, a group it would be a nice way to put it, to camp in, or for, they think it's a parking lot. It's not, there's no signage to say this is a parking area. You know, this is just for vehicle parking only. And we camped here because at the time there were 4 of us. So it was a nice large area that we could fit in. The campground manager is the one who told Dawn about it initially over the telephone, you know, that we could come back here on the BLM land and camp, you know, as a group up here in this spot. So we knew that it was okay for us to do it, but we had an experience with these horsemen feeling as though we were infringing on their parking lot. But we've had BLM rangers by here, and none of them, you know, ever even stopped. They just would drive by and wave and say hello and left us alone. So we did not feel like we were, excuse me, camping somewhere that we weren't supposed to be camping. It's really a pretty spot from where we're sitting. We're up high enough. We can look down the road and see the Snake River, and it's really pretty. And this is a birds of prey conservation area. So there's a cliff on the other side of the road from us, and there's birds of prey nesting up there, and you see them flying around a lot. And it's really very picturesque. I like it, but it kind of got a little bit hot while I was gone, and I think some of the other people were a little bit ready to get out of here. So, you know, I'm sure Kim and maybe Don and Kevin can add a little bit to the story, because I think some other things happened during our stay here. But you know, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is that there are definitely pros to camping on BLM land. And, you know, most of us know that, you know, it's It's usually free, or if it's an organized BLM campground, there may be a cost involved. It's usually a low cost. And if you have your senior pass or military discounts or whatever, usually it's half of whatever that listed cost is. So it's very inexpensive, and much more affordable way to camp. It keeps your costs down. There's not always amenities. So that's, can sometimes be a con. But if you're prepared to boondock, it doesn't have to be a con. So I would just like for us in the conversation tonight to maybe list some of the pros and cons that you have discovered during your boondocking experiences on BLM land. One of the cons about BLM, as far as I'm concerned, is that you can find it east of the Mississippi. And I really wish that there was BLM land east of the Mississippi, because it's a lot harder to find free campsites east of the Mississippi. So that's my con. So if you can add something to the conversation, I'm going to kind of scroll here for a little bit and catch up. Everybody just saying hello. Papa Drew says it works with bacon as well. Everybody loves bacon. Isn't that true, Papa Drew? That's very true. We all love bacon. There's Karen, 2 babies, 4 grants. Hey, Karen, how are you this evening? Glad. Oh, yes, we did have a great time, and my family just made it extra special for me. So I guess, staying 6 months at a time away from home kind of makes them miss their mama, and they appreciate me a little bit more that way. Let's see. Nomadic Ramblers. He is loving it, and we are at East Bank. Oh, okay. I know right where that is. I've stayed there too. He can't believe it's going to be so far to drive up there. And tonight we're watching the movie to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, so he can see what it's like. Yeah. So that's a great campground, isn't it? I love there. The one time I stayed there, there was the most beautiful sunset over the river there. It was just absolutely gorgeous. So glad y'all didn't travel too far, because I know you kind of got started late in the day. So that was a good place to stop. But we hope you hurry up and get here. Okay, so Don is saying there's a sign right by us, clearly marked that it's BLM. Absolutely. They know this is BLM land, but they think that this particular area of the BLM is a parking lot, and not to be used for camping. And they were very upset. Of course, there was 3 horse owners, of course, pulling a horse trailer with horses in it. And they think that this is their parking area, as evidenced by all of the horse manure in this campsite, or that's what I'm calling it. And my dogs are going crazy. They're always wanting to sniff around and trying to eat it. It's just disgusting. And, I have to pick up my dog poop. Why don't they pick up their horse poop? That's take on it. So anyway, it just made for, and they were only here for a few hours at a time. That's the odd thing about it. Whereas we were camping here for 14 days. So, it's not like they're locals, but they don't have the right to say who can camp here and who can't. And sometimes we run into those kind of individuals when you're boondocking. Instead of giving you your space, they'll have, somebody pull up too close to you, that you'd rather that they be a little bit further away when there's plenty of space available. So, that can be a con. People just don't know how to distance themselves sometimes. Let's see, but people don't need to be rude. Absolutely. And they called the BLM and left a message with them, and, said, this is parking lot. It's not a camping area. And we're just letting the BLM know, and they were taking pictures of all of our rigs and everything, and said, if the BLM wants to do something about it, they can. Well, they could have, but they didn't. So we're well within our right to be here. But it can happen anywhere. That's true. Yeah. Or move our cones and go through between Shirley's rig and our rig. Yeah, they did that. Daryl had these little orange cones on either side of his rig, so there was some between their rig and my rig, and some on the other side of the rig, because at one point somebody in an ATV or side by side, whatever it was, drove right in front of Daryl's rig, um, past his truck, and almost knocked their chairs down, and everything. And it's like, and the road was just right on the other side of a little patch of grass, and it was just, I don't know, very disrespectful in my opinion. They saw that there was a big rig there and that we had mats out and chairs and everything, and they just drove right in front of it. It was just kind of senseless. So people just need to be respectful of other people and their belongings, and give us a little bit of space. That lady had her nerve. Yes, she sure did. Papa Drew says this just in. I just heard the man who invented autocorrect just died. Maybe he rest in peace. Restaurant in peace. Okay. Well, yeah, we all love autocorrect, huh, Papa Drew? Auto incorrect. Absolutely, Don. That's exactly right. Auto incorrect. It's always in the way of what you're trying to do. And sometimes you do things so fast, you just type that stuff and hit the send button, and then you go back and you look at it and you think, oh my gosh, I didn't type that. So it's kind of irritating. If you're going to BLM, expect what? Expect rudeness? No. That's not what I expect. I expect people to behave themselves. Kevin Klein is saying, con, most BLM land, even though it's free to all campers, locals use it for a lot of other things. RVers may use it. It's free to all campers. Locals use it for other things RVers may use it for. They also use it more often. I'm not saying it's right. You can't fix ignorance. That's very true. And so I think what Kevin is saying is, they're local, so they're out here and they use it all the time. And I guess they expect that that privilege to continue, not thinking that, this is public land and anyone can come in to enjoy this land. Not just the locals and not just for parking their horse trailers. It's here for recreational purposes, for all people. And we just need to remember that. I just felt like making people smile. Thanks, Papa Drew. I appreciate it. That's me, LOL. I hate autocorrect. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, we've all had, I'm sure, a negative experience. If you've had one that you'd like to share, please feel free. But also if you have a positive experience, because this is really, for me, I think the first time where I've run into a situation where I felt like, someone was just being rude or disrespectful of my personal space, because one of those trailers parked right up behind my truck, and not that I mind people parking near me, but when you've got 3 horse trailers loading horses in and out, and when horses have to go, they go wherever they're at. They could have all made a huge pile of manure there, and they would have just left, and then we would have that smell all around us. So I like BLM areas where they do have equestrian areas for the horses. That's kind of nice to have that sort of thing sorted out. We were at that twin, what was that twin something campground we were in, Daryl? you and Kim know which one I'm talking about, where they had the horse corral. That was perfect, you know, because there was a lot of people that came in there with horses, but they had a corral. They had a special area, equestrian area, for people to take their horses to and put in the corral, which is really nice. And I love horses. I love seeing them, but you know, I don't want to smell their stuff all the time either. Okay, let's see. Public lands belong to all taxpayers. Absolutely, Don. That's very true. And whatever they do there, pro and con. Yeah. People have forgotten to be kind to each other. Karen, that's so true. I think that, you know, people feel like they, you know, sometimes it's just on them, or they use it all the time and they should be able to. But we're not going to get into the politics of all that kind of stuff. Um, let's see. Some days here is saying great places, rude locals, quiet times, people coming in late at night. Um, yeah, there's a lot of people coming late at night here. Um, it hasn't bothered me, but I'm not really a person that kind of thing bothers, because once I go to bed and I go to sleep, I'm fine. You could have a hurricane or a tornado or a freight train go by me, and usually I don't know anything about it. However, when I am up late at night, you know, if there's a lot of activity, then it's kind of upsetting. So it just kind of depends on the situation. Peeps, try this. It's fun. Trust me. When you're at the checkout line and they ask you if you found everything, say, why are you eating stuff? That's funny, Papa Drew. That's a good line. I'll have to try that one out. Exactly, Kim and Daryl. Yeah. Quiet times, people coming in like great hikes, people that will camp right next to you. Yeah, Kim and Daryl had that happen once where in, what was it, like 1:30 in the morning, people pulled up right beside their rig, at their bedroom window, and were unloading side-by-sides in the middle of the night. Not like 2 feet from the rig. It was really, you know, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, is just, you know, leave a little space between you and your neighbor. Everybody likes to have, you know, their social distance, if you want to call it that. Um, it's just, it's just not nice to pull right up on somebody like that and expect to be happy about it. I mean, I would not personally do that. I would stay at least 100 feet from somebody, 200 feet if at all possible, because I like my privacy too, you know, and I would expect that everyone else does. And I think that, you know, like Karen said, just be kind and courteous to other people, and other people will be kind and courteous to you. That's just kind of the way it works. Um, let's see. Kelly's laughing. Some days here, I believe everyone should respect the fact that it's free to all, and please take care of the land. Absolutely. Most of the places we've been are beautiful. Absolutely. And like I said, this is really the only situation that I have found myself in where I felt like it could have been better. And it's not the site itself, because I actually like it here. There's not a whole lot to do here, but we came here for a specific reason, and that was me. That was so, you know, I would have a place to park my rig for 14 days, to where Kim and Daryl could watch it, and it was close enough to the airport, so that I could fly home and spend, you know, 9 days with my family and fly back. So we had to make it work, and we did. And you know, I'm thankful that my friends allowed that to happen, because they could have said no, we're not doing that, but they were very gracious and allowed me to go home and spend some time with my family. So that's just part of being kind to one another. That's what we do. Yes, it was Twin Hollows Campground. That's right. And that was in Utah. Some days here, when they unloaded the razors at 1:30 next to your bedroom window, you may wake up. Yes, I probably would if that happened right by my window. Do you ever lay looking up at the stars and think of all the messed up things in the world? Um, like, why is it there a D in fridge but not in a refrigerator? That's, well, I hadn't really considered that, but you're absolutely right. Uh, isn't that crazy? But no, when I'm looking at the stars, I'm just looking at the stars, thinking how beautiful is that and trying to figure out constellations. I don't get into the philosophy of it. I just enjoy the beauty of it. So anyway, but that's a good one. Uh, yeah, that's not good. Need lots of cones and shovels. I don't think we wanted to have Daryl have a shovel that day. He was a little upset from what I hear. I wasn't here when it happened. But I don't think we would have wanted him to have a shovel. Today's topic is BLM camping. Absolutely. Thank you for reminding everybody, Daryl. So someone please tell me a positive experience that you've had. I know that we've had some great ones. Um, even the Twin Hollow campground where the equestrian was, it was highly used for a lot of ATVs and that sort of thing, and horses because of the equestrian. So you had ATVs going up and down the road, you had horses going up and down the road. But I can tell you, I was never really bothered by it. And I thought I would be because I'm not a real big fan of ATVs, because most of the time they go like a bat out of hell down the road, leaving a huge trail of dust, and then the wind goes right towards your rig. But that didn't happen at Twin Hollows. Um, they maybe could have slowed down a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And I had a nice stay there while we were there. So that's just me. Millicent, all that land and people just pull up close. I don't get it. We don't either. Don't understand it. Um, but whenever I'm pulling in, we're all like that in this group. We try to leave distance in between other people and not make them feel crowded. There's plenty of land out here. Why would you want to crowd up next to somebody else? Now, I can understand if it was an older woman or something and she was by herself, maybe she might want to be a little bit closer to people. Uh, if I was camping solely by myself, sometimes just so you wouldn't want to pull up to something near something that looked a little sketchy to begin with. You have to have some discernment and some common sense, um, and listen to your that little voice that lives in your head or sits on your shoulder or grinds your gut, whatever it is, your gut feeling. um, if it's not going to be a safe situation, don't put yourself there. Move on down the road a little bit further. You might be better off by yourself than you would be around some people. So just kind of keep that in mind and use that common sense that God gave us all, that some people just don't listen to. So that's my 2 cents worth on that. Let's see. That's thought, Dawn. Let's see. What did maybe invest in an electric fence? Yeah, well, I don't know if we can legally do that or not, but it's an idea. I guess we could take a look at it. Yep, that's a thought. Sorry, even with my afternoon coffee, I'm yawning. I can't help it. It's just this time of day. And Daryl says, when people touch my stuff, I get an attitude. Absolutely. No one should be coming along and grabbing your personal items, no matter what they are. But she was just trying to move those cones out of the way so that she could drive through, and she did. um, and I had solar panels close to that, so had she tore up my solar panels, I might have gone to the sheriff and gone looking for her. And Daryl, I would have said something to her as well. Okay. See, people get an attitude. Kevin, you were worth every incident we had, Shirley. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you saying that. And let's see. Daryl saying we had a positive experience in Bryce, or that might even be Kim saying this. It was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely, it was gorgeous there. We camped out on Forest Road 117, Tom's Best Spring Road. It's a gorgeous area. Make sure and watch my video on that. And probably Kim and Daryl have one on Tom's Best Spring Road, and I'm sure that the Nomadic Ramblers do as well. So you should be able to get some coverage of Tom's Best Spring Road between the three of us. So take a look at those videos because they're really good. Let's see. There were beautiful horses. They were. I love horses. I absolutely love them. And I love to watch them. If you watched my video where we stayed at, what was that? The something Draw Park. We just stayed there. It was a one-night stay, and there was a farm behind the park, and there was a whole bunch of horses back there. And Dawn and I both spent some time up there at the fence line watching the horses and filming them. And it's lovely. I love horses, but they need to have their space, and I need to have mine. So, single solo females are always welcome to park close to us if they feel they need a man with a shovel. Yes, and absolutely. So between you guys and Kevin and Dawn and Bobby and Sharon and Jim, Deb, I'm surrounded by wonderful men who are capable to wield a shovel any day of the week. And it's always nice to know that there's someone there looking out for me. And that's really, part of why I love traveling with a group is just the community, the camaraderie, the feeling of safety in numbers, and we just have a great time. So love it. Absolutely love it. That's it, Daryl. Look crazy and talk to yourself, but they will leave you alone. Oh, Kelly, that's hilarious. I love that. Yeah, we can just act crazy. Maybe they would just go on down the road. Oh my gosh, that's a good one. Good point, Shirley. Thank you, Don. Yeah, I appreciate that. And you meet great people on National Forest or BLM spots sometimes. Sometimes you do. Most times. I really say most times. Like I said, I've been boondocking now for a good year and a half. And sorry, it's the first instance for me. So, if it only happens once every year and a half, I think I'll live through it. And get through the rough stuff. But the positive experiences far outweigh the negative experiences, and it's even nice to go to the BLM organized campgrounds where you have to pay a fee. And I don't mind doing that, because sometimes it's the beauty of the location, or you're paying for. Like I think they have some out in Moab, don't they? Where they're BLM, but there's a fee associated with it. But it's close to national parks that you want to see. So, sometimes there's a lot of amenities, but it's there for your use. And it's still a lot cheaper than going to a KOA or some RV resort or that sort of thing. So, that's what I love about BLM is the affordability that it provides you, and gives you a place to camp. Just like Joshua Tree National Park. Literally right outside the entrance, there's BLM camping on either side of the road. And that sort of thing is very nice for people who want to go to a national park, but they don't want to put out the expense of what it costs to camp inside the park. And it is a gorgeous park. I wouldn't mind staying there for 2 or 3 nights. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I do this, but I do. It's every afternoon between 4 and 6. So you just have to put up with my yawning. I'm not yawning because I'm bored. It's just my circadian rhythm And in Florida, which I'm still not completely out of that, time zone change, it's 8 o'clock in Florida. And so it's a little later in the evening and getting close to time to go to bed. So I'm going to use that for an excuse tonight, and you can take it. Now, next week, I may not have that excuse, but I'm probably going to do some yawning anyway. So that's just me. Take me for what I am, the good and the bad. And I love you all for it. Thank you very much. Cedar Creek in Filer, Idaho. We were in Idaho. Cedar Draw Park is what the name of that was. Dawn, I like her boots. Okay, wait, I'm going to go back. I missed something. At Code 4 for Life, that's because you met some really awesome people on your first experience. Isn't that the truth? It was great getting to know you guys, and you fit right in with the group, and we really had a good time with you guys, and we look forward to camping with you again. Let's see. And then someday Sears said, Don, I like her boots, and if she was going to push the issue, I was taking her cowboy boot to give it to Scotty. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, Daryl. You're so funny. Millicent says, love camping in Moab. I have yet to get there. I've been camping with people who have already been there, and they don't feel the impetus to get there. But next year I'm going. I don't care if I had to break off from the group. I'm going to go to Moab. I want to see arches. I want to see Canyonlands. And I want to see Capitol Reef. So that's where I'm going next year. I don't know where the rest of them are going. Let's see. I put Kim in timeout. You did what? Don't put my Kimmy in timeout. She gets a chance to speak too. All right. So what are some of the other pros? Let's focus on pros for a little bit. There's plenty out west, that's for sure. There is lots and lots of BLM out west. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to find them. Grown. Are you a grown-ass woman? So that's what I tell people. Don't treat me like some kid. I'm a grown woman, and there's usually that A word in the middle there. We are there too, Moab. All right, let's go, because I'm ready for Moab. I'm ready to see that part. LTVAs are great. Very good. Thank you, Daryl. LTVAs are wonderful if you haven't ever done them in the wintertime. It's very affordable, and you get the amenities. Sorry, here I go again. Ugh. Okay, time for some coffee. So Van Vita does her moose milk. Every time I yawn, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. How about that? All right, one yawn, one sip of coffee. Yes, LTVAs have amenities associated with them. Not all of them have everything. There's a couple that have water, dump, and trash. And those are La Posa South and Quartzsite, and what the heck's the name of the Imperial Dam. Imperial Dam has all of the amenities as well. We've stayed at the one in Pilot Knob, which is near Winter Haven, Florida. I mean, not Florida. Winter Haven, California. So it's just, it's just across the California line, really not very far at all. And they have trash there, and that's it. So you had to find water, but there was a rest stop 5 miles down the road where you could go and get free water. So we had water and trash, but no dump. So there is a campground just on the other side of the LTVA where we found we could go and get water dumped for $10. So it worked out really well. So some have amenities, some don't have amenities. You just have to go with, what you think is right for you. But they are good. Bass Pro, I guess, are the beautiful, Best Pro are the beautiful sights in the BLM areas. Absolutely, Millicent. Took me a minute to figure out what you were saying, but got it. Hey, Carla, you're not so late. You can see it later. That's fine. But we're glad that you came in tonight to say hello and join in the conversation. We're talking about the pros and cons of camping on BLM land. Um, the quiet is another pro. Absolutely, Millicent. Usually, it's very quiet. Sometimes you might have some rowdy individuals near you, but hey, guess what? You can, if it's something that you can't tolerate, you can just get up and move, hitch up that trailer and go a little further down and get away from the activities that are really bothering you. So that's another pro. You're not stuck to a specific site. You didn't pay for a site with electric and water here, and you don't have another site to move to. You can just get up in the middle of the night, even if you need to, especially if it's an unsafe area. If there's like a lot of noise because people are fighting next to you, you can just hitch up and go. You don't have to stay there. And that's the one really great thing about it. Dawn says, I think people fall in love with the idea of being able to camp amongst the wildlife and under the stars, and that's great. But you got to keep in mind that it's free land to all, and not everyone has. Not everyone has a lot of common sense, that's for sure. So yes, Dawn, what you're saying is absolutely true. It is free to everyone, and we don't all think alike, and we don't have to, but we can still be kind to one another. There's going to be those people who can't or won't, and you just have to decide whether or not you can stay and tolerate it, or if you need to move on. And that's just the great thing about it. You don't have to worry about, well, I paid for 2 weeks, and if I move, then I'm going to lose my money, because most of the time it's free land that you're staying on. So just get up and move. You're not losing a thing, except maybe a little bit of sleep. So the same ways of camping. Absolutely, Dawn. Not everyone has the same ways of camping. Very true. I'm with you, Miss Dawn, said Millicent. Very true. A pro for BLM need to be ready to dry camp. Yes, and that's important. If there are people listening who have not boondocked before, or have never really done a lot of RVing, and you're considering this lifestyle, then you need to really watch some YouTube videos, find out as much information as you can. And when you go out, you need to be prepared. You need to know how to conserve water ahead of time, because that is the biggest factor when it comes to boondocking. Is you have to learn how to minimize your use of water, because you only can take so much with you. Or you need to know, all right, where can I go? If I camp here, where can I go get water? And usually it's not that far away. And there's ways that you can conserve by how you wash dishes, how you take your showers, and what you use your water for. And those are things that you just learn by doing sometimes. But there's lots of really good videos out there from people who are trying to show you how to minimize your water usage. I've certainly watched tons of them, so I know that they're there. If you really want to do this lifestyle, go take a look at those videos. If you really want to have solar, then you need to watch some videos, and you need to talk to people who have solar, and you need to figure out what kind of system you're going to use, and you need to figure out, can you do this yourself, or is it going to be better for you to pay for someone to do it and get it done right, so that it operates properly and is providing you good energy. because the last thing you want is for your solar system to not be hooked up correctly, and it's either not working correctly, could be, running down your batteries, or you could potentially even catch your rig on fire. So please be very careful when it comes to solar power. It's not something I would feel comfortable with, um, but fortunately, I have some guys around me who are very comfortable with putting in solar um, systems. And I've had Bobby and Sharon and Kim and Daryl and Kevin and Don have all told me that they would help me with solar when I get ready to do it. But that's not going to happen this year. It's probably going to be next year or so when I'm ready for that. Let's see. Con, if you're not ready to dry camp, it will be a short stay. Absolutely. And the nomadic rangers are saying we are camping in another COE where Lynn and Dexter are work camping. Oh, so this is different from the East Bank one? Uh, or are they just at the East Bank in, where's that by? It's east of Pensacola. I know that. Tell me where it's at. Tomorrow. Tomorrow, what did I lose? Oh, tomorrow you're going to be staying at that. Okay. I'm I'm not connecting my dots. Okay, and Carla is saying, my husband finally retired at 73, so we are going to head to courtside in November. Oh, Carla, that's wonderful to hear. Um, we should be there too, and I look forward to meeting you in person. That will be really fun. So we'll see you in courtside. That's great. Keep us informed as to your progress, and let us know what's going on. That'll be a lot of fun for you. But now you got to downsize and get ready to go. And that's maybe not so fun. Dawn, I think, is the one who recently downsized in order to start this full-time life. And she could tell you lots and lots of stuff about downsizing and getting ready to go full-time. And there's Dawn, and she's saying, but I think the biggest pro BLM is the wide open spaces. Some places you just can't beat. And that's so very true. We've stayed in some beautiful sites. I stayed, with the Ramblers up in Island Park, Idaho, and it was gorgeous where we were staying. We just had the best view just right out our front yard. And that particular location looked like a yard. It was just absolutely beautiful. And we had a great long view. And so there was quite a distance between us and the interstate. And then there was more distance behind the interstate. And then the mountains were in the background. There were trees, a line of trees up closer to us near the road where we came in. It was just a gorgeous setting, and I absolutely loved it there. There were pine trees behind us. It just made the perfect backdrop. It was just a great place to camp, and I really loved that spot. So there, that one and Tom's Best Spring Road, I think, are my favorite campsites so far. So there's some great places out there. You just gotta go find them, or watch other videos and see what other people have found, and take them. Go see those spots because some are great. And good for you, Carla. Yes, absolutely. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Deer Lick. Okay, all right. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So I thought you were going to North Carolina. Now I'm confused, but that's okay. You're going to get here eventually, and however you do it, we're going to be grateful for it. And I'm sure that your grandson is going to have a fantastic time this summer, because I know that you guys are going to go and do whatever that will just be the biggest memories that he'll ever have, probably. Okay. So Daryl's asking, is that BLM, National Park apps, BLM or National Park apps? So what do I use? Thanks, Daryl. That's a good, see if I can pull some up here on my phone and I'll show you what I use. Okay. So, I think that one of the big ones that everyone uses, or maybe not everyone, but a lot of people, is Campendium. Oh, shoot. So let's see if you can see my phone. Um, if you have an Apple phone, when you go to the App Store, it's the one with the little trailer right here. It's Campendium, and it shows a lot of really good sites. You just type in the nearest city to where you want to camp at, and it'll give you a whole list of possible camps. It gives you RV resorts, it gives you BLM, it gives you some national forest sites. Um, this is a lot of what people have input. Some of them will add destinations, but the Campium uh, people, the employees in Campium, have put in a lot of time and effort of putting this app together. And the nice thing about it is that, well, I'll show you. Just like tomorrow, we're headed towards Twin Falls, Idaho. And let's see if this will search for me. Because I don't have it on. But anyway, if you type in the name of the city, then it'll pull up a list for you. And then when you pull up your review of that particular campground, it'll tell you, is it a paid campground? Is it a free campground? What amenities do you have? Is there cell service there? Is there water there? Is there dump there? And then you'll get to read all sorts of reviews from of that campsite. You have where you want to stay. Um, Not sure why that just blinked like that. Another one that I use is All Stays. I'm going to try to connect to my Wi-Fi here, and maybe that'll pull up better for me. So once again this week, I am using Wi-Fi on right person. Shoot. All right. All right. Don't blink. I'm still here. I think it's just because I connected to another device. All right. So let's see. The light is kind of washing this out. Turn my light off. All right. Can y'all still see me okay? It looks like the lighting is okay. It's not quite as bright. All right. So All Stays is right here. So it's got a little camper and a tent. But you can find that. And then, it'll show you a map. Sorry, guys. I get this whole backwards things. You can't really see it on here. But anyway, it's given me a map, and you type in a location of where you're looking for, same as that. And it's got different filters that you could use on this one as to what type of camping that you want. Are you looking for Army Corps of Engineer? Are you looking for a county or city park? There's elk lodges that have places where you can camp, forest, independent vendors and RV resorts, KOAs, military. The Moose Lodge has some places where you can camp in some cities, national parks, overnight parking, that sort of thing. And then it'll also give you some other type of filters like covered bridges or low clearance. And it'll give you by different feet, like 7 to 8 feet, 8 to 9 feet, 10 to 11, 12 to 13, 14 to 15. There's all kinds. And then it'll give you different RV businesses if you need to find someplace where you need service or whatever. And then there's stores like Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's and Camping World and that sort of thing. So there's all kinds of filters that you can use to filter to find what you're looking for along your route. It'll give you like pilots and flying Jays and dump stations and all kinds of things. So All Stays is a really good app. for some very good, useful information. I also, especially when I'm looking for BLM, like Forest Service. Okay, I don't know why that's cutting out, but maybe I need to just put my phone down. So anyway, service. So it's USFS, and I keep losing my internet signal. Anyway, it's a great app. I think it's and a lot of okay back again. um, so anyway, it'll give you BLM and U.S. Forest Service sites where you can camp. So that's another way that you can look for BLM. And then another app that I have was one that I purchased that I believe that Technomadia has sold as a bundle with two or three other apps as well. And it is called The Ultimate Campground. And it gives you a lot of free camping sites as well. So those are some really good apps that you can look at and see if you like them and if they would be useful for you. We'll keep y'all updated. Talk soon. Okay, guys. Sorry about the internet thing, but I hope to hear from y'all soon. And take care and please be safe. And we'll see you soon. Okay, so let's see what next. Gofa was beautiful. Yes, it was. Let's see. The app you sent me for BLM, not on Android. Which app was that, Daryl, that you're talking about? I don't really remember. Rick Mansu, Tennessee seems nice, but too much rain. Um, Sometimes Tennessee does have a lot of rain, but a lot of the cities over on the east are getting hit by a lot of rain this season. Rick, I haven't seen you on my live stream before, so thank you very much for dropping in, and I hope that you're finding some useful information here. And I welcome you and hope that you will return again on another live stream. So if you have more information that you'd like to put in the chat, please feel free. We encourage participation and a lively discussion here. So thank you for coming. Dawn says Tom's best spring grown. Yes, absolutely. iPhone has its perks, I guess. Yes. But there are some apps out there on Android that I can't get on my Apple phone either. So it's kind of six one, half does the other. I know Daryl uses iOverlander. He really likes that app. Um, if you can add some comment, Daryl, about what you like about iOverlander, that might be helpful for people. Um, let's see. iPhone has its perks. Hi, Rick. Welcome to the chat. And where is Kofa, Miss Dawn? Kofa is just down the road from Quartzsite, Millicent. It's a wildlife refuge and free camping and several different sites within Kofa. So it's kind of a cool place in the desert. Co4, Don says, I learned you can't rely on Good Sam's reviews. They exaggerate the positives. Yes, that's very true. You kind of have to read reviews with little pinch of salt sometimes. And sometimes you see a lot of bad reviews and then you'll see really good reviews. So you kind of have to read between the lines and try to sift out to some of the truth and figure out if it's someplace that you feel like you want to stay or not. Let's see. And Daryl is saying, Rick, we absolutely love the Smoky Mountains. Rain or no rain is beautiful. And that's absolutely true. Um, it's gorgeous. Tennessee is a gorgeous state, absolutely beautiful. I could live there, but snow is just not in my repertoire. So, but in the spring and summer and fall, Tennessee is gorgeous. We'll talk soon. Keep up. Yep. Please sub if you haven't already. Thank you, Daryl. Um, Millicent, Cofas in Arizona, just south of Quartzsite. Yep. Thanks, Dawn. She probably already read that by the time I said it. And so it's an inside trip. I missed that one. Not sure what that's about. BLM National Forest Service app. So that's probably the U.S. Forest Service one that I was talking about, because that's the one I usually go to the most. Dawn is saying, I think it's Kofa National Wildlife Area or something like that. Yes, it is pretty in boondocking. We're buffering a lot, Shirley. Yeah, I think it was me trying to use my phone and and hook up to my OnStar internet as well. So I just quit. That's why I quit using my phone. Are there lakes and rivers on BLM? Absolutely. I mean, it's just like this is a BLM site right up from the Snake River. And of course, the Snake River is just everywhere out here. So you can't hardly get away from the Snake River, but it's beautiful, And Dawn and I took a little drive down toward the river and did some walking around and looking at different things. And just this afternoon. So it's really a beautiful area. We've just had some experiences here that would probably lean us toward not staying in this area again, which is, it's a shame. Are there links? Yes, I just read that. And iOverlander seems to have more current reviews. That's interesting to know. I've used it a couple of times. It's not something that I've really searched with often enough, and I guess I need to do that a little bit more and get used to the app. But yes, there's all kinds of help, and a lot of I'll tell you another one. RV Parky. I know Kevin and Don use this one sometimes too. RV Parky is a great little app. And especially if you're going to be around, cities and that sort of thing, you could find a lot of city parks and county parks and that sort of thing on RV Parky. The nice thing too about RV Parky is you can actually plan your trip on RV Parky as well, and save it, and do your whole route. And it'll tell you how far it is, and there's some other nice features about that, Kevin, about the trip planning. If you would put some information in there about RV Parky and the route planning, because I know you'd like that app. I haven't used it in quite a while, but I usually just put my route into Google and follow Google. But I have planned on RV Parky, but it's been a very long time. It'll tell you how many miles is between this stop and that stop, and there's just a lot of nice features about it. And it'll ask you, how many miles per gallon your vehicle gets. So it'll estimate the cost of fuel. I do remember that because I thought that was a great thing about that route planning app. Daryl saying thumbs up, everyone. If you've enjoyed the live stream tonight, please give me a thumbs up, and that will help me to get YouTube to send my live streams out to more people, and hopefully they'll watch more of my videos. So if you haven't already hit that thumbs up, please do so. If you're on an iPhone, you have to get out of the live chat to hit the thumbs up button, and then you can go back to the live chat. So that's sometimes people don't know how to do that. So if you're on a phone, that's how you do it. It just makes life a little bit easier for you if you kind of know ahead of time. All right, so does anybody else have anything they want to add or say, or a question before I end the live stream tonight? This has been a very good topic. Dawn thank you very much for the suggestion. It worked out really well, and I appreciate your input. So let me know if you have anything else you'd like to comment on. And if not, I'm going to go fix my dinner, have me a little salad this evening, and go spend some time with my friends. So thank you, everyone, for being on the live chat tonight and participating. I really appreciate your input. It's always nice to hear other people's thoughts, and sometimes it gives us new information. And I will see you all next week. I'm going to be putting together a video on our stay here at Birds of Prey, and hopefully I'll get that done. Hopefully by Sunday at least, and get a video out on Sunday. I'm going to try to be more consistent. I just had so much going on with trying to get someplace, get parked, get my trailer ready before I left, because I knew I was going to be gone 9 days. We were going to have to move as soon as I came back, we thought. But it rained. And so I wanted to have as much stuff done as I could. And so that's why it took me so long to get a video out. So don't give up on me. I will get back to a more normal routine. And thank you all for being here and for sticking with my channel. And share it out to your friends or those people that you think might enjoy this channel. Because I enjoy the time that I spend with you, and I hope that you get something out of my channel. All right. Thank you, Shauna. Very informative as usual, and I enjoyed hanging out. Thank you so much. Trip is their grandson. So inside or outside Trip. Oh, okay. I got it now. Now I'm understanding. Okay. Great fun. Thank you, Don and Scotty. And some days here, share. Good night, everybody. Good night. Bye, Sue. Good to see you. And Millicent D. Absolutely. And y'all have a really good week. I'll talk with you next Thursday. Thank you, Sue. I'm glad you enjoyed the chat tonight. And Daryl, you can pump your own diesel in Oregon. That's funny. Okay, everyone. Have a good night. Have a great week. I'll talk to you next Thursday. If you have an idea for content that you'd like for me to do during the chat, please drop it in the comments section and let me know. This will replay. Usually takes 24 hours for it to load the replay when I do live streams like this, because I do it through StreamYard. But if you go back after 24 hours, thought of a really good topic that you'd like to see me use for the live stream, please place a comment in there. Or you can do to my Gmail, which is blueginghamgirl@gmail.com. blueginghamgirl@gmail.com. Because, of course, Dorothy wears a blue gingham dress. So what can I say? Okay, guys. Talk to you later. Have a great week. Good night.